today I'm talking with Bella Goldman, getting to know her journey and getting to know her advice. Coming up. So, where did this all begin? Where did you start your passion for music? Where did that come from?
So I was 4 years old and my mother is a music teacher and she was like, girl, I'm gonna make you do a bunch of things. I'm gonna make you play piano, I'm gonna make you play the violin, I'm gonna make you sing, I'm gonna make you do karate. And I'm like, oh my God, this is all so exciting, I wanna do it all. So yeah, she put me into everything, and from then I took music lessons, I took all the lessons for everything, and I stuck with it because you wanna stick with things. When you start things, you gotta finish it.
Be a finisher. Who taught you your music at the start?
So I had actually quite a few different teachers. The first I've had many teachers. So it's kind of like a blur for me to remember, but my mom has been a huge helper throughout my journey because she was always the one to practice with me on the violin, on the piano. When I did start learning music for the first time, I had a violin teacher and my mom was teaching me piano and singing. But as I got older, I was switching through violin teachers. But my mom was always my singing teacher because, you know, she's such an amazing singer.
And how far did you go into the RCM? Because you did piano, voice, and violin with the RCM, right?
Yeah, I did. So for the violin, I went all the way up until the end, which is the highest level is the ARCT level. So I went to the very end, got all my diplomas, I got all my harmony done, all my history, all my theories done. With the piano, I went up to level 8. And for singing, I went up to level 7, I think. So yeah, the reason why I didn't stop for the music, for the piano and singing, but the thing is, my main focus was the violin. And piano and singing, I still did, but I didn't take exams anymore because I was trying to finish my violin exams, which is a lot of work. So it makes sense to do that.
So you were more passionate about your violin than the piano and the singing at the time?
At the time I was, but the thing is I was also heavily producing a lot and singing. Piano I wasn't too much into because I was already doing a lot, but I was still playing the piano because I had to. But singing was like, even though I wasn't taking exams, I was doing a lot of recording, a lot of producing because that was my main passion. I wanted to make music for people. And you gotta practice and produce and record and sing if you wanna do that, right? Mm-hmm. So yeah, even though I did violin, I still made sure I was singing every single day.
How early were you writing your music and why did you start writing your own music? Where did that come from?
When I was 11 years old, I started writing a song on the violin because one of my teachers was like, ooh, let's do this competition for the Kiwanis where you get to write your own piece. And that's when I actually wrote my first piece. I notated it on paper, all the notes and everything, not just played it by ear, but wrote it down. And I was like, oh my God, like, I'm not bad at this. Like, I can do this. And then by the time I was 12, my dad actually made a recording studio in our house with like the microphone, the DAWs, like the platform where you record and make your music. Oh, he also like set up the walls in here and everything. So, and then he taught me a little bit how to like at least get started. He like did his own research and taught me how to like get started and how to record. It's actually a little bit technical, so he taught me the technical side. And then for myself, I taught the rest myself through YouTube videos, through working with other people. That really helped a lot. I do have to say, when I was a kid though, I did compose like for fun, like any other kid. You know when you're on the piano and you just want to like fiddle around and stuff? Mm-hmm. Like that's what I did. I was like fiddling around, making your own little songs. And I feel like that's when it really started.
How did you come to deciding that the performing was going to be a venture for yours? Because you perform all the time.
Yes, so when I was 4 years old, Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera was like super famous at the time. Every single like 4-year-old girl likes Britney Spears and Christina Aguilera because who doesn't? I wanted to be like them. I want to be like that superstar who's singing and like dancing and like having fun on stage and living that superstar life. And that's where it really started when I was 4 years old. And ever since then, I've been trying to do that, you know? I've been doing that, so, and I'm growing, I'm still growing.
This is Maya, this is my dog. She's a little bit nervous because it's her first time on camera, that's why she's shaking. I'm just kidding. It's actually Victoria Day and there's fireworks outside during the daytime, which is kind of weird. Our special guest, Maya.
So you were passionate about Christina Aguilera and Britney Spears.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I liked how they were so successful and they looked like they were having a lot of fun making YouTube videos and dancing on stage, and then my mom got me into like performing at competitions and everything, which helped me to get used to being in front of a crowd. She always put me into concerts, so that's what really helped me get like really comfortable being in front of crowds. That's the way to do it. You just keep performing until you get used to it. You know?
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So then how did you start becoming Bella Goldwyn?
When I was 12 years old, I was performing as under the name Christine TS, and I was Christine TS for a long time, like probably like 5-6 years or something. And I produced music under that name. The music wasn't the best, but you know, it's a process. You get better and better the more you release. And so I changed it to Bella Goldwyn, and we released my first EP, and it was actually successful. And my first EP was pretty successful, which was really cool. And that's how I became Bella Goldwyn. I wanted something that sounded really cool, like Lana Del Rey sounds cool, like classy and stuff, so I wanted Bella Goldwyn to be like classy. And in my last name, Goldwyn, there's the word win for winner, and gold for gold. You know, so if you want to remember it that way, you can. Actually, you know what's funny is that people think I'm Jewish because of my last name. So no matter what name I choose, there's always some sort of like assumption.
Assumption, yeah.
And you know what? Like, just pick a name and don't care what people say, because people don't know you by like how cool your name sounds. They know you about like how cool you are as a person, and then your name becomes cool because you're cool. So that was called Bella Goldwyn because it was like a debut album, like for my new name and everything. So my first album was under the name Christine TS, and it was called Miss Innocent. It wasn't like, even though it wasn't like top industry standards, like it got a lot of like good work for me because I met a lot of new people that like have done a lot of work with me that have helped me grow. So I'm really grateful. Even though it wasn't like a good album, I got so much from it in terms of like meeting people and everything, and learning as well.
You released it, but you were able to use that to kind of show off to other producers, other people in the industry, to kind of show off your talent. You had like a calling card to work with.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I used it to show people. I use it to like show off, like, hey guys, like look what I can do, I can sing. Putting your stuff out there helped other people come to me. Like I didn't know things, or like I didn't know that people could contact you through SoundCloud and ask to collaborate until I posted that album, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I learned things that I didn't know before by throwing myself out there.
So it's just making that first move.
Mm-hmm. That's right, making that first move, whatever it is.
Well, that's interesting because I mean the number of other musicians I've met where they write all their songs but they don't really release many of them. Some of them more due to like, okay, I'm not as happy about this one, I'm not happy about this one, fair enough. Mm-hmm. But it's about getting over that insecurity about like, listen, just at least get started.
Yeah, for real, like overanalysis is paralysis. It's not worth it. Like the best thing to do is like do it. Like 90% of your process should be doing it, and then 10% should be thinking, and that's how it should be at all times. And that way you're gonna grow a lot faster.
Well, it's all a matter of opinion. Like there is no such thing as this is good. It's all a matter of taste and opinion. So you may not like it, but someone else could love it.
Yeah, and I notice nowadays when I like release things, like still I have lots of room to grow. I'm not perfect. Some people say my mixing's not good enough. But like to some people, they're like, oh my god, like it's still great to listen to. The music is beautiful, even though like I don't have enough money to buy like top industry mixing stuff. So I'm focusing more of my energy to like making good music, and the quality will come with growing, you know? The more I grow, the more I can like update my equipment and stuff like that. So.
Mm-hmm. And I think that's also something interesting about you keep doing your songs more and more and more. You keep posting and posting them. And then eventually you just happen to find that one song that really stands out above them all.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you release a song and you're not, if you get discouraged about like, oh I got like 10 listens on this song, don't worry about it, because like you might write the next song and you might not expect it to be like explosive, but then it turns out to be explosive, which happened to me. I once wrote a song called Can't Forget.
Can't forget how we danced in my dreams. When we meet, you'll be the death of me.
And the mixing, I personally thought the mixing isn't so great, but I couldn't really do much about it because I had no idea how to make it better. I was at the point where I was like, I like this song at least. I'm just gonna release it because if I don't, then it's just gonna sit around. And it actually is my most successful song, which is crazy because I did not expect at all to be my most successful song, which is insane. And a lot of people like it. Like, they like that song. It's a really, I was super surprised. So I'm just gonna keep releasing things until I find the gem, you know? I have a new one called Road to War EP. It's like epic. It's super epic. I did it with one of my friends, my colleagues, which I've known since I was Christine TS, and he is a reason why I grew so much. Like, he taught me a lot of things, and I taught him a lot of things because he's more on the technical side. I'm more of like the theory and the musical side. So combined together, we're like explosive, you know?
So how important is that collaboration?
I wouldn't like think about it too hard to collaborate. I do it on the side because I have found I've collaborated with a lot of people who actually ended up like getting me places as well. Because I know there's this one person called Electus. We did a song together called My World, I think it's called. It's something World. And I got like 1 million listens and everything. So it did get me some attention, but to be honest, it didn't get me that much attention. Like, you'd expect a lot of like attention for 1 million viewers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right? But I didn't really get that much attention, even though, I mean, I'd get some messages here and there saying, good job on, like, you're singing it so beautiful.
So just to wrap things up, so what have been some of the biggest lessons and challenges that you've learned over your music career?
There's this trumpet player who had a trumpet, but I forgot who it was. A famous trumpet player, travels the world. He's successful. There's some days he can't practice the trumpet, but he still touches the trumpet, so that way he doesn't forget, like, his purpose, and he gives like thought towards his goal, right? Even if you don't post consistently, you still got to make sure that you're not forgetting about your goal, and you got to do at least something small towards it. So being consistent is the biggest thing I've learned, because when you stop being consistent, what happens is everything you worked for starts to like crumble away. So even if it's like a small thing that you gotta do to like at least throw out there, do it, because then you're being like consistent. And always push yourself out of your comfort zone. You won't regret it in the end. Like, if you push yourself out of your comfort zone, you might feel very uncomfortable, but then you're not gonna feel uncomfortable anymore, and then you've grown stronger.
Keep stretching, keep trying new things, guys. You never know what's going to end up. I know we talked about your challenges and stuff that you've learned, but if there's something you could pass on to someone else that's just getting into, they want to try out the music right, they want to build that career, what would be some advice that you can think of for them?
Just do it! Even if it's a crappy mic, do it! Even if it's a crappy ukulele, do it!
Maya just had to leave everyone just for a second. Listen, thank you so much for being a part of this.
Yeah, thank you so much for doing this cool interview. It was fun.
And if you got a lot of advice and a lot of value out of this, guys, please make sure you go down, subscribe to Magic Cut Media Promotion, and subscribe to Bella Goldwyn on our YouTube channel. She has lots of great music. And keep up with that passion. We'll see you next time.